Hello guys and welcome back to Odnan FCB. We have another massive Barcelona news roundup today and there is honestly a lot to talk about. We've got major updates surrounding João Pedro, Victor Osimhen, Frenkie de Jong, Lamine Yamal, Rooney Bardghji and also José Mourinho's shocking return to Real Madrid. There's a lot happening around Barcelona right now, especially with the summer transfer window getting closer and closer, and honestly, these are the kinds of periods I enjoy the most because every single day there are new updates, new rumours, and new situations developing around the club. Now, first of all, I want to quickly talk about the emotional farewell that Robert Lewandowski received recently, because honestly, it was beautiful. The atmosphere, the respect from the fans, the appreciation from the club, everything about it felt special. And watching those scenes honestly just reminded a lot of people about how painful Lionel Messi's exit really was. Because that is the kind of farewell Messi deserved. The connection between Barcelona and certain players is bigger than football, and Lewandowski absolutely earned that respect for everything he gave to the club. The emotion was real, and you could tell how much Barcelona truly meant to him. Now moving on to Lamine Yamal. The latest reports are saying that he is expected to miss Spain's opening World Cup match, and there are even doubts about the second game as well. Obviously, nobody wants to hear that because everybody wants to see Lamine Yamal shining on the world stage, but honestly, Barcelona and Spain need to be very careful here. This is not the moment to rush him back. He is still incredibly young, he has already played so much football this season, and the most important thing is making sure he fully recovers properly. If that means missing 1 or 2 World Cup games, then so be it. A fully fit Lamine Yamal is more important long-term than forcing him back too early. Now speaking about young players, Rooney Bardghji has officially been left out of Sweden's World Cup squad. The reports coming out are saying that Sweden were unhappy with his attitude after not playing during previous international matches. But honestly, I think there's more to it than that. Rooney simply has not played enough football this season. He clearly has talent, we've seen flashes of quality, but when you only have around 700 minutes played across the season, it becomes difficult for a national team coach to fully trust you in a major tournament. Still, it's disappointing because this could have been a huge experience for him. Now let's move on to João Pedro because this situation keeps getting more interesting every single day. Chelsea reportedly do not want to sell him this summer and apparently value him at over 100 million euros, which honestly is a crazy amount of money. But here is where things become very interesting for Barcelona. João Pedro has now been left out of Brazil's World Cup squad, and honestly that shocked me. Brazil are not overloaded with elite forwards right now the way they used to be years ago, so seeing João Pedro miss out is surprising, and I honestly think this could help Barcelona. Because if João Pedro went to the World Cup and performed really well, his price probably would have exploded even more. Chelsea were probably hoping for exactly that. But now that he's staying home, maybe Barcelona can slowly position themselves better if Chelsea eventually soften their stance. Especially because Chelsea are also heavily linked with Victor Osimhen. And this is where everything connects, because if Chelsea decide to spend massive money on Osimhen as their new number 9, then suddenly João Pedro's future could become more uncertain. Barcelona are clearly looking closely at the striker market, and Osimhen is definitely a name on the club's list. Now when it comes to Osimhen himself, the quality is obvious. He scores goals consistently, he is powerful, direct, aggressive, and honestly in a Hansi Flick system where Barcelona creates so many chances, you can absolutely imagine him scoring a lot of goals. But reports are saying that internally at Barcelona there are still doubts. The cost worries people inside the club, and apparently he is not currently the number 1 priority. Right now it sounds like Barcelona would only seriously push for Osimhen if other striker targets become impossible. Still, this is definitely a situation to watch carefully because things can change very quickly during the summer. Now another strange situation right now is Frenkie de Jong. Honestly, where has he been? Since the end of February he has barely played, he hasn't started matches, and recently he has almost completely disappeared from the squad without much communication from the club. That's what makes the situation feel strange. If it's simply injury management, then just say it clearly. Because right now, people are starting to wonder whether Frenkie is protecting himself for the World Cup with the Netherlands. And honestly, I think this summer could become very important for him, because despite his quality, despite the strong moments he's had this season, the injuries and inconsistency continue to create doubts about his long-term future. I still personally think he stays, but this is definitely something to monitor. Now finally, we have to talk about José Mourinho returning to Real Madrid. And honestly guys, this changes everything. Whether you love Mourinho or hate him, one thing is guaranteed. Next season is going to be absolute chaos. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid is about to become toxic again in the best and worst ways possible. Every press conference will become a battle. Every Clásico will feel massive again. Mourinho knows exactly how to create pressure, drama, intensity, and mind games. And honestly, even though Real Madrid have had a rough season, Mourinho immediately makes them more dangerous emotionally and mentally. Now, whether it actually works football-wise is another question completely, because Mourinho can either stabilize the situation or completely explode the dressing room. But one thing is certain, Barcelona cannot relax. This young Barca team under Hansi Flick has been incredible, but next season will be much harder mentally because Mourinho thrives in chaos and pressure. Still, I believe Barcelona are currently in the stronger position. The squad is younger, the atmosphere is healthier, and the project under Flick feels much clearer right now. But this summer window is going to be extremely important. Barcelona need to make smart moves and continue building on what has already been created. Now, I want to know your opinions. Would you take Victor Osimhen at Barcelona? Do you think João Pedro is still realistic? Are you worried about Frenkie de Jong's situation? And what do you think Mourinho returning to Real Madrid means for Barca next season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel or watching regularly and still not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.